So for today's stream, I will talk English and paint up my face. I will read today from mythology, and I will do my nails that I prepared already with some base, just white. And let's not pretend we're perfect. So maybe there will be some Swiss followers joining, so I will maybe also talk some Swiss German in between. Today is also spooky weather. It's wet and of course raining, and yeah, don't want to go out, and I don't think there is anything nearby happening anyway. So let's just get into it. I have here my tablet, and I will read from the Wikipedia entries of mythological creatures. As there has been a vote, we can check it right away what the decision was, but I believe the favorite so far was yokai. Yokai has won. Also on Instagram it was very popular. So we will read about yokai and kami from the Wikipedia articles. Do they look like a spooky grandma? So let's get on the Wikipedia article. I will read from this list of Japanese deities. So this includes a lot of kami and yokai from Shinto or Buddhism or Taoism mythology, also belief system, of course. Please correct me if I'm in any case not so well updated with my language. I have been in isolation for very long and kind of have to relearn to adapt to society. So, let's start off with Major Kami. The Major Kami is like the most top goddesses and gods that you would find in these mythological kind of worlds, or also true beliefs in some cases. I do not promote any, but I'm sorry. Some of these mythological creatures have been around very long already, and most of them are quite creepy. So I connect them, of course, with today's spooky theme of Halloween. So I start with Amaterasu Omikami. I'm sorry. I'm still learning Japanese as well. I'm Swiss, and I do have English origin in my family, but also a lot of Italian influence. So I'm sorry for my accents. So Amaterasu is the goddess of the sun, as well as the purported ancestress of the imperial household of Japan. Her name means shines from heaven, or the great kami who shine heaven, for many reasons, one among them being her ties to the imperial family. She is often considered, though not officially, to be the primary god of Shinto. Next we have Ame no Uzume, or commonly called Uzume. She is the goddess of dawn and rivalry in Shinto belief. By the way, if you want me to go deeper into the topic, let me know. I, of course, will see the chat. So we have next Fujin, also known as Kase no Kami. He is the Japanese god of the wind and one of the eldest Shinto gods, said to have been present at the creation of the world. He is often depicted as an oni with bags slung over his back. So, oni, we will go further into that later, is a kind of yokai, demon, orc, ogre, or troll in Japanese folklore. That's the first sentence in the Wikipedia entry of a oni. I'm just reading from here. So those original sources Wikipedia. Discuss with Wikipedia, not with me. Next we have Hachiman, is the god of war and the divine protector of Japan and its people. Originally an agricultural deity, he later became the guardian of the Minamoto clan. The symbolic amical animal and messenger is the dove. I'm sorry. I will continue reading in a moment. Let's do nails. Got it a bit calmer. So last phrase about Hachiman was that his symbolic animal and messenger is the dove. Next we have Inari Okami, the god or goddess of rice and fertility. Their messengers and symbolic animal are foxes, so kitsune in Japan. They are often identified with Uka no Mitama. Uka no Mitama. Still learning Japanese. And Buddhist deity Takiniten. Okay. And next there's Ninigi no Mikoto. Commonly called Ninigi, he was the grandson of Amaterasu. His great-grandson was Kanyamato Iwaribiko, later known as Emperor Jimmu, the first emperor of Japan. So he's also still called one of, we're still at the major kami. And we have to continue with Omonushi. In the Nihongi, Omonushi was considered an alternate name for Ukunushi, but it appears that the two were separable kami. Okuninushi, a god of nation building, farming, business, and medicine. Next we have Omoikane, the deity of wisdom and intelligence, who is always called upon to ponder and give good counsel in the deliberations of the heavenly deities. Next there's Raijin, the god of thunder and lightning, and is often paired with Fujin. As with the latter, Raijin is usually depicted as an oni. Next we have Ryujin. Some traditions consider him and Owatatsumi as the same god. He He's a dragon as well as god of the sea. Suijin, the god of water. Susanoo no Mikoto is a god of storms as well as the ruler of the sea in some cases. He is also somewhat of a trickster god, as Japanese mythology extensively documents the sibling rivalry between him and Amaterasu. Susanoo was also responsible for the slaying of the monster Yamata no Orochi and the subsequent discovery of the sacred sword Kusanagi. This is a really big story and well known in Japan, and I think we can get further into it, but not right now. We will continue with the other kami, of the major kami. Next, there's Sakami Katsushi, known as a god of thunder and the god of swords. Takemi Nakata, god of wind, water, and agriculture, as well as a patron of hunting and warfare. Wow. There's 4 left, and then we can continue already to the next one. Tamanoya, a kami believed to be the creator of Yasakani no Makatama. Toyo Tamahime was the daughter of Ryujin and the grandmother of Emperor Jimmu. It is said that after she gave birth to her son, she turned into a dragon and disappeared. Tsukuyomi no Mikoto is the god the god of the moon. He killed Ukemochi out of disgust and anger in the way she had prepared a meal. This caused Amaterasu never to face him again, causing the sun and moon to be in different parts of the sky. Well, if you see it that way. Yatakarasu is an incarnation of the sun and the guide of Emperor Jimmu. So, now we go to the Kami-yo-nanayo. In Japanese mythology, the Kami-yo-nanayo, so this is not anymore the major kami, it's in literal translation, it's 7 generations of the age of the gods. There are the 7 generations of kami that emerged after the formation of heaven and earth. And this is a real big thing. Like this list here, yeah, it's a bit much right now. We're not in a Japanese class, but we want to know about all the little monsters and yokais. So sadly I will skip this part and we'll look at it at another day. Here is the minor kami next. Amatsu Mikaboshi, the kami of stars who existed before the Kotoamatsu kami. I will get later into that. Amanozako. She is, in translation, heaven opposing everything, or the Tengu kami. She is a monstrous goddess mentioned in the Kujiki, which states that she originated when Susanoo let his own ferocious spirit, his Aramitama, build up inside him until he vomited her out. There's a picture to this. That's from Wikipedia. And yeah, the picture isn't really highest definition, I'm sorry. So next there's Amatsumara. It's the kami of iron working. So like a smith god. Achizuki Takahikone. That's one word, wow. It's a kami of agriculture and thunder. Amatsuhikone, considered the first son of Amaterasu. Ame no Hoi, considered the second son of Amaterasu. Ame no Naemasu, said to be son of Futsunushi, So there's like a whole, how do you call it in English? In German it's Stammbaum, like your ancestry tree. So these deities also have their own ancestry tree. That's a big topic. Well, I think we will look at this topic also at some point. Next we have here Ame no Koyane, a male deity. He is considered the first in charge of divine affairs, as well as the aide to the first emperor of Japan. He is also considered to be the ancestor of the Fujiwara family. Ame no Oshiho Mimi is the first son of Amaterasu. Ame no Wakahiko is the god of grains. Atako Gongen is this guy. Is a Japanese kami believed to be the local avatar, Gongen, of Buddhist Bodhisattva Shizo. He is mounted on a white horse and carries a ringed staff and desire-cancelling jewel. The cult originated in Shugendo practices on Mount Atago in Kyoto, and Atago Gongen is worshipped as a protector against fire. There are some 900 Atago shrines around Japan. So it's also a big topic. But we will continue. Ame no Tachikarao. In some traditions, is the kami that pulls Amaterasu out of Ama no Iwato. Azumi no Isora is a kami of the seashore. He is considered to be the ancestor of the Azumi people. Ame no Hoakari, a sun and agriculture god. Dojin is a Japanese god of earth, land, and or soil. There's kids playing. Next we have Futodama. Is a kami who performed the divination when Amaterasu hid in a cave. I'm sorry. I have to take a drink, some coffee. So, now we have Futsunushi, main deity at Katori Shrine. We can get also into the shrines topic at some day, but right now we're focusing still on the minor kami. Futsunushi is the main deity at Katori Shrine, we had that. Then Haniyasu no Kami, 2 deities born from Izanami's feces. Haniyasu no Kami, the 2 deities born from Izanami's feces? Okay, we skipped that story. Horiri was a deity of the bounty of the sea and enchanted fishermen. Hori is also known as Hori no Mikoto, also known as Miko Hodemi no Mikoto. It's a figure in Japanese mythology, the third and youngest son of Ninigi no Mikoto, and the Blossom Princess Konohana Sakuya Hime. He is one of the ancestors of the emperors of Japan, as the grandfather of Emperor Jimmu. He is also known as Yamasachi Hiko. There's a big story about her. Isetsuhiko is a god of the wind, also very active tonight. I'll wait a little bit. Let's do another nail. I just did a dark brick red. Hello. Yes, shrines is a topic I will cover another day. I just thought today the yokai will fit a bit better. And there's kids on the go, and I can't focus too much on it right now because I cannot open doors, because I am actually still very impacted by PTSD, and I cannot open doors. So I will just sit on the balcony and do my nails and read mythology instead. Sorry for anyone who tried to visit, but no, I cannot do that today. Doing a rainbow kind of thing. So now we can continue, I think. Ishikoridome no Mikoto is the god of metal working. Again, it broke. But thank you for your interest. I think it would be a cool topic at another day, yes. So, Kaya no Hime, the goddess of vegetation, grass, and fields. Kawaya no Kami, Kami of the toilet. There's actually people who give offerings to the toilet god. Very interesting. Kawa no Kami, a god of rivers. Kagutsushi, the Kami of fire. Kanayago Kami or Kanayako Kami is a Kami of metal and metal working who, as believed by blacksmiths, lives mainly in Chugoku region. It's active now. Let's continue. So we had Kanayago Kami or Kanayako Kami, a kami of metal and metalworking who, as believed by blacksmiths, lives mainly in Shugoko region. Similar to Inari, Kanayago can be or either male or female, so he can switch gender or be both. Kishoten, goddess of good fortune, also known as Kishoten, Kishotenyo, and as Kudokuten. Kishoten is the Shinto adaptation via Buddhism from the Hindu goddess Lakshmi. What's Konjin is the god of metals, a divine spirit from Onmyodo, traditional Japanese cosmology and system of divination based on the Chinese philosophies of Wuxing. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. 5 elements and yin and yang. Konjin is associated with compass directions and said to change position with the year, lunar month and season. Kotoshiro Nushi, also known as Yae Kotoshiro Nushi no Kami, is a Shinto kami. In the Kojiki, Kotoshiro Nushi is the son of Okuni Nushi, the earthly deity of Izumo province. When the heavenly deities sent Takemi Kazushi to conquer Izumo, Okinushi deferred the decision over whether to resist to his 2 sons. Let me know if you want to know more about these particular goddesses and gods. Next we have Kajin, a god of fire. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped accidentally a few. Kukuri Hime no Kami, the goddess enshrined at Shirayama Hime Shrine, a very particular one. Kuzuryu is a minor water deity. And this is why I cannot do live streams at the moment of nature. Also, we have like a street building nearby, and there's a restaurant who is smoking pretty stinky stuff. And this is demotivating me to be live streaming during the day. So, again, Kuzuryu is a minor water deity. Kojin is the god of fire, the hearth, and the kitchen. Kajin is a god of fire, as I said before. And this was not dry yet. But okay. Kukunochi, believed to be the ancestor of trees. Hey. Mitsuhanome is a water kami. Mureya, who is this? Is a Japanese god who appears in various myths and legends of the Suwa region in Nagano Prefecture. That's a historical Shinano province. The most famous of such stories is that of his battle against Takemi Nakata, the god of the Grand Shrine of Suwa. Naki Sawame, kami born from Izanagi's tear after his wife's death. Nesaku is a star god. Nikihayahi no Mikoto. I'm sorry, it's long words. Is also called Toshigami or Tomo. No, I skipped this. Haya. I'm so sorry, there's a little bit. So, Toshigami is the year god, great year god, and is also known as I said before, he's also known as Nikihayahi no Mikoto. Oshira-sama is the tutelary deity of the home in Japanese folklore. It's believed that when Oshira-sama is in a person's home, one cannot eat meat and only women are allowed to touch it. The festival day for Oshira-sama is called Meinichi, or a death anniversary. It is held on the 16th day of the first, third, and ninth months of the Japanese lunar calendar. I think I need to take a break for a moment. But we learned a lot already. Got some sparkles. So. I'm not saying I painted that perfectly, but it's working. And on the other hand, it's gonna be more of the colder colors. And here more of the warmer colors, I think. And ring and small finger probably copy it. We'll see how it will be, but I truly like this sparkle effects when it's so shiny. Perfect. I'm having a small smoking break. But you can stay on stream, of course. Letting the polish dry in the time. I want to paint a tiny ghost on it as well. Like one of the ghosts or yokais we're gonna hear about today, or read about, better said. Also, I love how quick drying this nail polish is. It's already dry, look at that. Now, should I put hearts and stars on it? I think so. And ghosts. I like this shiny so much. And here comes the weather, by the way. Our local weather is cold. It stopped raining a bit, but it's still pretty wet outside. We currently have 9.7 degrees Celsius and 84% moisture in the air. So as you can see, here, it is pretty... Yes, it is getting sick weather. The season has started. Today I was in Migros, the local shopping center, and it had already Christmas decoration and everything, and able to buy a calendar and whatever. And it's just a bit too early for me. I was not prepared. But I got something nice for this winter. It is sparkles with little snowflakes. I like to create also doll shoes, and I love making also these a bit sparkly and detailed. Oh my god, there's more kids on the go than I thought. Stop, PTSD. I easily get irritated if there's a lot happening around me, so I like to be focused on something else. Gotta finish my smoke. Checking the chat. Swaggy. Yeah. There's a lot happening. Thank you for staying with me. Creepy kids, they're clothed. Help. Well, it's weird because that used to not be a thing when I was a younger kid, so it kind of got imported. And usually around here, it used to be just coming up like 5 years ago or so. It's a bit of a culture shock to some, and especially for me, who's a bit sensitive, it's difficult to adapt. At some days where I grew up in Canton Zurich, there was pretty much happening that I just wasn't prepared. Like, also in Basel city, there was just too much happening that I didn't want to go out on these days at all. And now I'm at least more comfortable to stay on the balcony instead and hear the people. Because I do get excited as well if other people are excited, especially kids. As a mother, that's so easily exciting. But it just I'm sorry. It just I shouldn't swear. That's the problem. It just confuses my perception sometimes, my senses, because I'm so sensitive due to PTSD. So sadly, I cannot join these events yet, but I am in therapy, and I guess focusing on my interests instead is good process instead. Yeah, thank you. That's good progress. Yes. I guess we can continue. Yes, we can continue a bit. Oh. Let's see, where were we at here? Um, 'Shinatsuiko, a kami of wind. Did we have that already? Yeah, I think we will continue here. Sukuna Bikona, a small deity of medicine and rain, who created and solidified the land with Okuninushi. We're still at the minor kami, by the way. And I think we're not alone anymore. Yes. Hello. Are you okay? Oh, Hans nicht Zucker. Ah, okay. My boyfriend was at the dentist. He returned with ice cream. It's supposed to cool off the cheek. Yeah, that can be annoying to have a hurting tooth. Well, let's continue with Sukuna Pikona, a small deity of medicine and rain who created and solidified the land with Okuninushi. That's where we were at, yes. Sumiyoshi Sanjin, the god of the sea and sailing. Sarutahiko Okami, a kami of the earth that guided Ninigi to the Japanese islands. Seidai Myojin, god of sports, enshrined at Shiramine Jingu in Kyoto, especially worshipped for kemari and football. Interesting. Tachimamori, a god who obtained the Tokijiku no kagu no mi in Tokoyo no kuni and hailed as god of wagashi, sweets and confections. Tamayori Hime, mother of Emperor Jimmu. Takitsuhiko, a kami believed to bring forth rain. Tatsuta Hime and Tatsuta Hiko, a pair of wind kami who bring forth autumn. Exactly their time, I guess. You coming out? Oh. Tano kami is a kami who is believed to observe the harvest of rice plants or to bring a good harvest by Japanese farmers. Toyoke Omikami, goddess of food. She is also the daughter of Wakumusubi. Torento no Kami, deities of support and gratitude. Ugajin, a harvest and fertility kami represented with the body of a snake and head of a man or woman, so human. They may be derived from Ukanomitama. Ugaya Fukiaezu, the father of Japan's first emperor, is also considered as a minor kami. Okanomitama, a kami associated with food and agriculture. Ukemochi is considered a goddess of food. After she vomited, she was killed by a disgusted Tsukuyomi or Susanoo. Watatsumi is considered by some traditions to be the same god as Ryujin. I'm sorry? I continue. Wakumusubi, a kami of agriculture. Wakahirume, a kami of the rising sun, considered the daughter. Considered the daughter or younger sister of Amaterasu. Next would be in the list Yama no Kami. That is mostly two kinds of kami. It's the name given to a kami of the mountains of the Shinto religion of Japan. It's like two different types. So, Konohana Suya Hime is the wife of Ninigi and daughter of Oyamatsumi and the great-grandmother of Jimmu. She is also known as the goddess of Mount Fuji. There's also Oyamatsumi, an elder brother of Amaterasu, an important god of mountains, also the father of Konohana Suya Hime, so the one mentioned just before. Next we have Koto Amatsukami. So I will explain this. In Shinto, Koto Amatsukami, literally distinguishing heavenly kami, is the collective name for the first gods which came into existence at the time of the creation of the universe. They were born in Takamagahara. So I speak for the first time. The world of heaven at the time of the creation. Unlike the later gods, these deities were born without any procreation. So again, that's the ancestral tree kind of that we need to study here. But that's a topic I want to look at next time. I'm sorry. Was wondering what the cat was doing. People worshipped as kami. There's a few people who are worshipped as kami. It's historical people. We have here, to begin with, Shotoku Taishi. He was sometimes worshipped by Shintoists in Prince Hall, Taishido, as the kami of building, trade, and easy birth, like in the Hokkaichi of Kamakura. Tokugawa Ieyasu, enshrined at Nikko Doshogu and similar shrines. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, enshrined at Toyokuni Jinja. Tenshin, the god of scholarship, he is deified as Sugawara no Michuzane. Deified. I don't know if there's a misspelling. I'm sorry, I'm reading off the Wikipedia entries. Subsequent disasters in Heian-kyo were attributed to his angered spirit, Tenjin. Next we have Oda Nobunaga. You might know this person from historical events as well, enshrined at Kenkun Jinja. Emperor Jimmu is the first emperor. He's enshrined at Kashihara Shrine. Next we have Emperor Meiji and Empress Shuken. They are enshrined at Meiji Shrine. All emperors and empresses of Japan are technically worshipped because of their descent from Amaterasu Omikami, but there are many esteemed and highly revered ones who are not enshrined. Here we have next on the list Buddhism deities that we might look a little bit later. Also the 7 lucky gods. We will look a little bit later. Those are from Shinto belief, I think. Next we have the yokais. I'm sorry, trying to find the right list. Yokai. So let's read the yokai article. So yokai means strange apparition. It's a class of supernatural entities and spirits in Japanese folklore. The word yokai is composed of 2 kanji characters which both mean suspicious and doubtful. And while it might be regarded as loanword for the Chinese term yaoguai, the word yokai has taken on multiple different meanings peculiar in Japanese context. Yokai are also referred to as ayakashi, mononoke, or mamono. Despite often being translated as such, yokai are not literally demons in the Western sense of the word, but are instead spirits and entities, and they can be viewed as kami, although this comparison is more often applied to actively antagonistic yokai. Their behavior can range from malevolent or mischievous to benevolent to humans. Yokai often have animal-like features, such as the kappa. Many people know the kappa, depicted as appearing similar to a turtle, and the tengu, commonly depicted with wings, but may also appear humanoid in appearance, such as the Kuchisake Onna. You might know this one from some creepypastas and anime. Anime or manga. Some yokai resemble inanimate objects, such as the Tsukumogami, while others have no discernible shape. Yokai are typically described as having spiritual or supernatural abilities, with shapeshifting being the most common trait associated with them. Yokai that shapeshift are known as bakemono, or obake. Japanese folklorists and historians explain yokai as personifications of supernatural or unaccountable phenomena in their informants. In the Edo period, many artists such as Toriyama Sekien invented new yokai by taking inspiration from folk tales or purely from their own imagination. Today, several such yokai, such as the Amikiri, are mistakenly thought to originate in more traditional folklore, but they were basically invented more recently, with inspirations. The concept of yokai, their causes and phenomena related to them, varies greatly throughout Japanese culture and historical periods. Typically, the older the time period, the higher the number of phenomena deemed to be supernatural and the result of yokai. According to Japanese ideas of animism, spirit-like entities were believed to reside in all things, including natural phenomena and objects. Such spirits possessed emotions and personalities. Peaceful spirits were known as Nikimitama, who brought good fortune. Violent spirits, known as Aramitama, brought ill fortune, such as illness and natural disasters. Neither type of spirit was considered to be yokai. One's ancestors and particularly respected departed elders could also be deemed to be Nikimitama, accruing a status as protective spirits who brought fortune to those who worshipped them. Animals, objects, and natural features or phenomena were also venerated as Nikimitama or propitiated as Aramitama, depending on the area. Despite the existence of harmful spirits, rituals for converting Aramitama into Nikimitama were performed, aiming to quell maleficent spirits, prevent misfortune, and alleviate the fear arising from phenomena, events that otherwise had no explanation. The ritual for converting Aramitama into Nikimitama was known as the Chinkon, the calming of the spirits, in translation, or requiem. Chinkon rituals for Aramitama that failed to achieve the deification as benevolent spirits, whether through lack of sufficient veneration or through losing worshippers, and thus their divinity, became yokai. Over time, phenomena and events thought to be supernatural became fewer and fewer, with the depictions of yokai in picture scrolls and paintings beginning to standardize, evolving more into caricatures than fearsome spiritual entities. Elements of the tales and legends surrounding yokai began to be depicted in public entertainment, beginning as early as the Middle Ages in Japan. During and following the Edo period, the mythology and lore of yokai became more defined and formalized. The folklorist Tsutomu Ema studied the literature and paintings depicting yokai and henge, changed things or mutants, translation, dividing them into categories and presenting the Nihon Yokai Hengeshi, the Obake no Rekishi. Categories based on a yokai's true form are human, animal, plant, object, or a natural phenomenon. That's like categories. Next categories, depending on the source of mutation, are like related to this world, spiritual or mentally related mutation, reincarnation or afterworld related mutation, material-related mutation. Categories based on external appearance. Again, human, animal, plant, artifact, structure or building even, natural object or phenomenon, and miscellaneous or appearance compounding more than one category. In other folklorist categorizations, yokai are classified similarly to the nymphs of Greek mythology by their location or the phenomena associated with their manifestation. Yokai are indexed in the book, A Complete Dictionary of Japanese Folklore by Sogo Nihon Minsokugoi, as follows. Yamanoke, mountains. Michinoke, paths. Kinoke, trees. Mizunoke, water. Uminoke, the sea. Yukinoke, the snow. Otonoke, sound. Dobutsunoke, animals, either real or imaginary. So there was a brief entrance into the yokai world with kamis as well. I will take a break and continue streaming in a little while later. And I see you then soon. Bye bye.